What exactly is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence, or AI, has been a popular topic since the popular 80s movies and is continuing to grow into an unbelievable field of study. Since the classic movies such as Terminator, RoboCop, or Tron, the reality of these movies is slowly coming to life. With creations such as IBM's Watson, the world of AI is opening to whole new dynamics. I recently sat down with Sam DeVore, a recent Fort Hays State University undergrad student with a double major in computer science and mathematics. Sam has done a few projects regarding AI and is hoping to expand deeper into the field. What exactly is artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence is basically simulating intelligence with some kind of machinery. We've been thinking ever since, we figured out that we were humans, and once we figured out computers, we've been trying to emulate our own thinking. And so artificial intelligence is that process.
What do you know about AI?
AI, or artificial intelligence, is something that I've been gaining more and more interest in over the past few years. I know that it is an up-and-coming industry. I know that it is going to be revolutionary for the world, and I find it interesting.
Now, have you done anything personally with artificial intelligence?
Well, I've done some basic stuff just to try and prepare and trying to get into a career into AI. I've done some basic neural net programs and some decision trees and a lot of research.
Why do people get into AI? What exactly is the point of studying these artificial beings? I asked Sam his motive to figure out why he is studying AI.
At this point, it's practice. I want to practice implementing these tools because that's essentially they're algorithms that lead into an intelligence form, and I want to practice using those so in a career setting I will be able to implement them correctly.
After talking to Sam for a while, we got on the topic of what he wanted to do professionally.
I would really be happy starting anywhere, but ever since watching movies as a kid, I've always been interested in the AI buddy, basically a partner that you work with a computer, and you just do things in life. Say, hey computer, help me design this thing, and it does it.
Are these AI buddies realistic in the future? Well, we kind of have them right now. Can we evolve what we have into a world where we have a big Hero 6-esque figure to help us with daily tasks? We currently have a variety of robots. Robots in today's world can range anywhere from a $50 Furby to robots that can perform surgery. But even so, these talking robots with eyes and fur have evolved tremendously within the past 20 years.
Things have been picking up speed and quickly. We basically started with AI with the idea of trying to break down decisions. So, you think about something that you might make a decision on a daily basis. Like, do I want chocolate or vanilla ice cream? And there's so many micro decisions that go into making that one choice. We used to try and break everything down. Everything has a reason where it comes from. And then we realized that was ridiculous, that we wouldn't be able to do that.
What if we had these AI robots that could make decisions for us in the future? Would that be beneficial or impact on our lives? If we never had to make a simple decision like Skittles or M&Ms, how would that affect the more important decisions we make? Would not making these small decisions cause a snowball effect where we could not even make decisions that truly matter?
And so recently AI has jumped into the future because of the data collection that we've had in the recent years. That big data is getting larger and larger, and so you have all of these data points that humans can barely do anything with. But we've figured out with the right algorithms, you can throw data at a computer fast enough and teach it to prioritize one or two specific things, and then those things can teach the computer how to replicate those kinds of results.
So not only for decisions, but everyday life choices. The more data we throw at a computer, the more they learn and the smarter they become. Depending on the AI, it uses data differently.
Lots of times you see the I'm not a robot security questions that have pick out all of the storefronts. And so you pick the signs. What you're doing is generating data that goes to a Google AI that does image categorizing. And with that, you're teaching this robot how to recognize things. What is a cat? Eventually we'll have computers that can say, oh, that's a cat.
Just like in a growing child, decision-making is only the foundation of learning. Soon after, the decisions that are basic can grow into more complex scenarios.
This is mostly the beginning now, that we're just trying to understand how to get a computer to do things. But once we understand the basic decision making and how to teach a computer, once we learn how to teach, then the computer could learn anything. And so, for starters, we have computers that can drive cars now. Because cars, we realize that computers are really good at making simple decisions, and most complicated decisions are just a bunch of simple decisions.
When putting it in perspective, almost everything we do in life, from making coffee in the morning to walking to class or to work to writing a research paper, is all composed of lots of yes and no questions. Do I want to find another article? Do I want to fully read this article? Do I want to actually use this article in my paper? Each of these decisions that it makes helps build the AI and finds out what it truly is. If there is an AI focused around playing video game, after making so many decisions, it can accomplish unbelievable feats.
Now there's Google's AI can play Dota better than professionals. If humans were limited, let's say it's playing Dota, we're limited to how fast we can play the game 1 second per second. A computer just needs to run the code, a simulation of what it would be, and so they can run it as fast as a computer will allow it to run.
And that is the main difference between humans and computers. You can program a computer to run a simulation 200,000 times in 30 minutes, where a human can run the same scenario twice. If you were to play a game of Monopoly versus code a computer to simulate a game of Monopoly, the computer would be able to play the games much faster and be able to get a greater average of spots landed on and money spent where.
By playing that so many times, you figure out averages, and then a computer can base off of those. They can figure out what's the most optimum strategy in order to work the system correctly. And being able to run thousands of games, because that's how we become professionals at anything, is, do something for 1 million hours. Well, a computer can do something for 1 million hours a lot faster than we can. It just depends on how fast it can process the code, how complicated it is.
Do we eventually want to reach a point where AIs are professional at everything?
Right now we're in a very smart machine time, that AIs are still machines. They can only do what you have spent time teaching them how to do, whether that's maximizing ad revenue on YouTube or that's driving a car. But AIs don't have the opportunity yet to learn things on their own.
With the nature of what humans try to achieve, it is inevitable that we will try to create an AI that is self-learning and possibly even more like human nature.
I think the ultimate goal and what I would like to work on in the future is a general AI, so general intelligence, where it's more like the intelligence that you and I have. You can put yourself into a brand new situation. Let's say you get dropped off into a room and there's blocks on the table and instructions that say stack the blocks. You could do that really easily. An AI nowadays, we can't really do that.
But where does this stop? Can this reach a point where AIs become sentient?
And that is the kicker, yeah. That the sentience is, in a sense, what we strive for as a perfect AI, because the smartest thing that we have access to is ourselves, and we are sentient. So if that has anything to do with our intelligence, then we would want that to be in a computer. And if a computer becomes sentient and realizes that it's a computer and is much more powerful and able than we are, it could possibly reach the mathematical conclusion that humans are no longer necessary.
The term genocide bingo is a popular term created by a famous YouTuber, Exubria. Essentially, it states that no matter how we program an AI, in the end there will be a genocide on humanity. We try to play bingo by programming different laws for the AI, but in the end, one will be slightly off and humans will become a threat to their existence.
While a little pessimistic, is definitely something to be aware of. I think a lot of people who are in the cutting edge of AI development are aware of a lot of the dangers, where in a perfect world we're creating very, very smart machines, and those machines might decide that we would be better off not existing.
So what do? Do we stop creating AI and live as we do now? Or do we embrace the inevitable and try to create as great of a machine as possible? Do we ignore the philosophy of genocide bingo and hope for the best? Now is a critical time to truly evaluate what we are playing with and either proceed with caution or to truly embrace what will happen and try to create machines capable of things humans would never imagine be possible.